Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video from here, right now we are able to successfully add the tags in our local storage, right? You can see there is a 0 index, there is a 1 index, all the data. Great. Now I want to delete it. That means when you click as a delete, specific this ID related, our specific this tags will be deleted. Simple work. Like if you want to do that work like in our local storage, okay, into this local storage I want to create another prototype. Okay, I name it as a ls and then that will be as a prototype, and I just name that prototype as a delete task. Okay, delete task. So that is our delete task, and then our function, right? So that will be the same, our function, and into this function area now we have to pass that ID, right? Because we have to delete it with a specific one of the ID. That means they have one of the ID, and for these tasks there is another ID. So now what to do, and to pass one of the ID in here, that is our parameter. Into this parameter I want to pass one of the ID. Okay, and I have already get all that our fetch data, right? I have already get all that our fetch data with our the same method that I have already take it with the fetch task, right? I copy it. Now first of all I want to load all that our tags data, that means which is already in our local storage. So I have take it with this variable, which is totally fine. And now we have to check it, right? I take one of the variable, I just name it as an index. Okay, index, and then this task. So into this task area with our find index method, remember I have already discussed about that things with you, that is a find index on the method. So now into this find index method I want to first of all check our task. Okay, so I make it as a task. Okay, I make it as a task. So into this task area now I want to check it. Here I want to put one of the condition. Okay, I want to put that condition when our task, okay, when our task and task ID, when this task ID will be equal our ID. Okay, that means that is a parameter I have passed it as a ID. When that will be match, right? When it's, so I want to get this match data, take the things with this index. Great. And now I want to splash it. That means only one data will be deleted, right? So now with this task I want to access that our splice method. Okay, splice. Okay, splice method I want to declare it. That means here it should be deleted. Which one? It should be deleted one by one, right? So I want to do the index. I have already get our when that will be match. I take the things with this variable. So now when that will be match, then that is our index data, and I want to delete it by the one. That means one by one that will be deleted. Now we have to pass this information in our local storage. So now that will be the local storage, and then the set item method, and into this method I want to get all that our task. Okay, that is our task, and I want to make it as a JSON string file again. That will be actually just like that same, but I copy it. Okay, copy it, and then I want to pass it. Great. So here I simply pass it. I hope every part is very much clear to you. So here I have created this prototype as a delete task. Now in our UI, okay, into this UI area I have already created the delete task. You can see there is a delete task. I have already created this part, and here as I told you before, when there is a task means what? When you click as a delete, then that will be return on the class name, right? If you want to also check it again, like I make it as a console log. Okay, console, and then the console log area, if you want to check it again what exactly that task actually returned, I simply add it. Okay, now if you click as a save all, and now if you go, now I want to refresh it. Okay, I refresh it, and now go to that console. If you go to that console, and here if you click as a delete, now you can see here that is on of the attribute of the date, and into this date attribute here that is actually our ID. So if you want to access this data created that is one of the attribute, and into this attribute area that is our ID. So if you want to access it, you can also access it like do the console log. First of all I want to show you that is our task, and then there is a data set. Okay, that will be as a data set. So there is a data set, and then our attribute name here I name it as a create date. Okay, create date, I copy it. And now if you make it as a create date, so now that should be display. Okay, now that should be display. If you now click as a save all, and now if you go, now I refresh it again, and now I'm to delete it. You can see it's now successfully get our ID. Okay, that means in our data attribute area, that is all that our ID. Now we are able to successfully get this ID. Better I want to do and to take it right now one of the variable. So I copy it and right now I remove it. Okay, so now I take one of the constant variable. So there is a constant variable, I name it as ID, and then that will be our tags and data set, and then our data attribute name. Okay, I simply take it. Great. And now I want to remove it, right? I want to remove it our ls. Into this ls area, I have already created one of the prototype. Our prototype name I have created as a delete task, right? So I want to copy it, and then that will be as a delete task. So into this delete task area, here I want to pass our ID. Okay, so I simply pass this ID, and here I have already passed that function as a ID, and with this we will check it, and then that will be delete one by one. Okay friend, I hope every part is very much clear to you. Okay, so here I simply done this work, and then there is our ID, I pass it, and then our tags will be removed. So that's all. Now if you click as a save all, I want to check it. Now go there, now go to our, better I refresh it, and then go to our application. Into this application right now I want to add another one as a new one. Okay, I make it as a new one, click as a add ID. Now there is a 3. Right, I want to delete it. Now click as a delete. So our delete is not working. Okay, here it's not working because of all. If you go, so there is our prototype delete function, everything is look like great, but they have some of the issues. Could not find the name ls. Did you mean that ls? Okay, here it's not getting this our function. There is also another UI. This constructor function may be the converted to the access declaration. Okay, that is our function, right? So into this function is started from here to end in here. So right now we don't need this. I want to make this outside of this. I cut it, and then I want to finish it in here. Okay, now there is ls, and now let's check this out. Our this error is now totally gone. Now it's perfectly get our this ls. Okay, now it's get this ls before I add the things in our this UI function area. So right now I created this object after this function, which is totally fine. Now let's check this out. Click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to refresh it again. I want to, there is another one. I want to add new one. Okay, new one, click as add task. So new task is added, and now this task name as this one, that is our last, is display into the first, right? That is our last one. Now if you click as a delete, you can see it's now successfully removed, and also it's successfully removed from here. Okay, from to the local storage. Now it's successfully deleted. I hope friend it's very much clear to you. If you want to add new one as a my name, my name is Aryan. So now that is our new tags. I click as add tags. Now this tags will be available. You can see there is a last as a my name is Aryan, which is totally fine. Okay, which is totally fine. There is our 0 index data. So now if you want to delete it, you delete it, and you can see it's not totally gone. Okay, that means we are able to successfully delete this data from our local storage. I hope friend it's very much clear to you. How to do this work is very easy. All that process actually, we simply call this prototype, and here I pass that ID, and into this ls, in this ls area I simply pass all that our condition. When that will be matched, a specific ID will be matched, then that will be deleted, and it will be deleted one by one. Okay, great. In our next video I want to continue this process, and then there is another part I want to complete as a complete and incomplete, right? Here this functionality, for this functionality I want to add this code in our local storage. So how can do that work? Better to show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.